And with that, we're live. Good evening. Welcome. My name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. Tonight we are doing a true one-shot because we are trying out the pickup RPG Spirit of the Century. It's published by Evil Hat Games. You can find it on in ebook format anywhere you find ebook adventures or off their website. And it has inspired a couple other games that they've put out, but I am a sucker for Indiana Jones punching Nazis. And so that's what draws me to the game. And it kind of has me thinking that this would be fun. And it's supposed to be the kind of RPG that we can just, with almost no prep, put together, play, and hang out with. So we're going to try that tonight, and we'll see how it goes. And if it crashes and burns, we won't do it again. Because we learned. So, as happens. And with me are some of my amazing players. We're down 2 of our usual Wednesdays, but we're up 1 of my usual Tuesdays. And I'll let everyone go around the table with a brief introduction of themselves, where to find them. We're going to pause the introductions for about 8.5 seconds while I say good evening to Other Doc and your friends who are coming on in and join us this evening. Thank you. Of all the places, of all the gin joy. Hold on. Of all the gin joints in all the towns, you picked this one to wander into tonight. Not sure what you're thinking, but pull up a chair, pour yourself a couple of fingers. Let's see what happens. Yeah, if you haven't figured out from my nom de plume below, I am kind of a sucker for the noir era. Anyway, that would also be a pulp hero, potentially. He said, glancing at the Zoom chat. Anyway, we're going to go around the table with our introductions. Again, my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. I am the host here at Lantern Noir Presents, and I'm joined by, we're going to start with Molly and the introductions as always. Who are you? Where do we find you? And since we've never played a pickup game before, that's all we really got tonight. So Molly, kick us off.
Hi everybody, I'm Barely Molly, or Bear or Molly, whatever you prefer. And you can find me on Twitch, not very often, but I post art when I can over on my Twitter. And it's the same over there, Barely Molly. And I'm very excited for this. It's very, very out of my comfort zone, so I'm very excited.
And Pond?
Hi everyone, I'm That Other Pond. I'm also very out of my comfort zone with this, but I'm excited because when Molly said in our little chat, the claw, I didn't think she was referring to a superhero. I thought she was referring to my white claw. And so now I have my superhero for the
No,
night.
wait, I was referring to your white claw.
I thought you were
like, oh, I
talking
miss him.
Inspector Gadget. The claw.
No, because normally I'm the one with the white claw during
Okay,
Wednesday
so we
night,
were all the
so
same
yes,
vibe.
We
yeah.
were.
Perfect. I love that. And you can find me on Twitch at That Other Pond, where I do a bunch of random things. A lot of Fire Emblem. It's just a lot of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah.
Isn't there a new one coming out?
Yeah, I'm playing the demo right now.
Okay. So say, how are you liking the newest release?
It's great.
I should. I haven't, but I should.
It's a warrior style game. So regardless of if you like turn-based strategy or if you like kind of slash 'em games, like warriors games, there's now 2 options.
Nice.
And you should choose Edelgard both times.
I got it. Edelgard. Check. Yeah. Absolutely. And then Greybeard?
Greybeard at Greybeard's Tavern. And you can find me everywhere at Greybeard Tavern. And, well, I mean, if we're going with drink-based, then I'll have to be Powerade. Then, that'll be my superhero. And because it's the pulp era, I was trying to say before we started, it's over the top. It's all those superheroes from the classic, like, golden age era where, see you on the street, punk. And they punch him off the building and that kind of silliness. So, just we're going to have fun with it.
Yes. Yes, we are. So the first part of the game is character creation. So what I was going to do, and part of it too, if we were playing at the game table, At this stage, I'll be passing out the large 3x5 card, not 3x5s, they're not 3x5 cards, but they're the big versions to start writing on because we're going to be collecting and passing back. And to facilitate that, I put together a Jamboard for us to write on so that we can kind of more easily share what we're thinking about and what we're coming up with as we go. So task 1 is to pick a page of the Jamboard as your own and put your name on it. And yes, I thought when I retired last week, I was done asking people to put their name on things before they got turned in. And
You did send us a link to the Twitch.
I did.
Oh, I'm glad you caught that because I'm all like, I don't know what a Jamboard is. How do I do this? Help.
It's basically, it's a virtual whiteboard. And it's kind of like playing on PowerPoint. So over on the margin, you've got text boxes. So you can just add a text box to it and type on it. And then I set it up tonight so that everyone who's hanging out with us, I can pull these out in front of us and we can all see them as they fill in, and then we can put them away. There's going to be a lot of stuff that goes on this as we go because this is going to double as our character sheet. So the first thing that it asks you to do is to think about the character concept you want to go with. And so while we've got some neat names we've been kicking around on the Zoom, over here in the Zoom chat, amongst other places, the bigger question is which general category of pulp hero does that fit? Now, time period. The game is supposed to be played somewhere around the late 20s. I like to push it a little more into the early 30s because, again, I like punching Nazis. So we have to give the Nazis enough time to become a thing to punch. And then we punch the crap out of them. Because Nazis are great villains that way. Of course, there's lots of other options. There are zombies and there are, mobsters and lots of that stuff. So in that time period, the classic heroes did not have superpowers as much as they had their own heightened abilities. Now, there are exceptions. And a lot of these kind of play off of that. So, for example, the Man of Mystery archetype plays into that idea of someone who's found a bit of magic they can do. It says the foreigner represents like the person that's coming from somewhere else, also maybe has some kind of magic that modern man doesn't understand. Science and technology are big, so gadgeteer is an option. This is also the era of the Rocket Man. Not Rocket Man, Rocketeer.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Man will be in the 70s. Also, another caped man wearing spandex. Just saying. And that's the first task, is kind of a concept you want to go with. Which, from what we've kicked around, have we committed to things, or are we still in the phase?
Oh, I'm unmuted. Okay, well, I'm all good. I mean, we kind of have to look at these just a little bit, but
I assume this setting is in like a big city, a metropolis type situation, right?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, there will be a metropolis. There will be New York City, Gotham, whatever. But that doesn't mean you're going to be. You might find yourselves there the whole time. Because another neat part, another like staple of this era, is the traveling to exotic locations.
So Indiana Jones, the red dot flying around the planet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes you'll be off gallivanting. Sometimes you'll be flying. You may find yourself on a Zeppelin because large-scale air travel is not going to be a thing for a while. But still an option. Did we decide who was going to be the Claw? Or was that still kicked around?
Well, that the claw could be a gentleman criminal.
Hmm?
I mean, heck, the claw could be a jungle lord.
Lots of options. Yeah, so like kind of looking down the list, and please cut me off because I'm going to keep talking. So don't be afraid to jump in when you're like, I got it. But in particular, I'm just going to, while we're thinking, I want to run down the list that they present. And here's the other twist.
Oh, yeah.
These are options. If there's something if you're thinking about those classic old school heroes, there are always exceptions. So like they mentioned the academic. That is kind of like your literal Indiana Jones. A 1920s Laura Croft would be like an explorer. The gadget guy is like your Rocketeer, not Racketeer. That's different. Those are the bad guys.
The line from that is like a jetpack, a supercar, or an exotic weapon.
Mm-hmm. The gentleman criminal or femme fatale is another good staple, even when they're working for the side of good. They mentioned the jungle lord because we talked about Tarzan. The man or woman of mystery. Everyone needs an Agent Coulson, right? That's your operator. You can never go wrong. The plucky reporter is a consistent member of these casts. They mentioned this foreigner, which is trying really hard, I think, to find the right line with people with the idea of someone that's not part of Western culture and be respectful there. And oftentimes in these stories, that was the character who had the secret knowledge. And then the science hero, the one that's everyone. It says here, everyone's is based on around science. And then the actual pure scientist. So in Pulp, everyone is a scientist. Science is the door to the future. Despite that, it's easy to spot the committed scientist. And the two-fisted pilot. Which also kind of brings the idea of aviation being a new and fascinating thing into our story.
All right, I usually am one where I'm like I'll pick last and kind of fill in, but if nobody wants it,
Get the ball rolling.
I will be the two-fisted pilot.
Yeah. I think
All right.
you go first and tell us and fill out your
Yes.
character and then
All right.
because
I would
I
like
just
the
need
template.
to know
Yeah.
I need to know
No.
you know what you're doing.
Don't
Just
worry about Hold on, we're gonna. Okay.
You say don't worry about it, but I have many worries about everything, including
the second you sent me this page, I immediately started sweating and did not stop.
same.
Don't. We're not going to use 3/4 of these rules.
Yeah.
Right, but my knowledge of superheroes though is
Pulp
like I'm
heroes.
blue screening. It's gone. It's all gone.
Okay. Then worst case scenario, we'll just grab something and go.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
grab something
so-
and go.
I'll be Blaze Emberheart, two-fisted pilot.
Blaze. Emberheart, the two-fisted pilot. And pronouns. Everyone knows the best way to fly is by punching things. Yeah, close enough for government work. I'm actually, for tonight, I'm going to turn that off. There we go. Okay, so let's narrow the field. Action or contemplation?
I would like to be head empty punch stuff.
What do you think, Graybeard?
I thought you wanted to be the sidekick,
Oh,
Which-
yeah. If I
which
could be
is-
the sidekick,
which
that's
is
great.
the plucky reporter, man.
Oh, okay, for sure then. Yeah.
Okay. She just needs a name. Here's the good news. You don't even need to come up with like a fancy secretive name. Or he does. You could go either way. Well, you muse.
Yes.
Pond.
So my history also is not super good. So the 1930s, I like know a little bit. Like I did not pay the most attention in history class. So I would like to be the Jungle Lord as an excuse to not know what the fuck's going on.
Amazing. Are you still gonna be White Claw?
Perhaps. You know,
that's awesome.
it's a good name.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we she, her, he, him?
I will be she, her.
Okay.
And yeah, I will keep the White Claw.
Yeah. And then Molly, what do we call our reporter?
Because I said sidekick. I feel like I just want my name to be Mittens because of the claw. So you can call me Mittens. I don't know why I'm British, but I am.
Yes. It's so good. Your name is actually like Durban,
Yeah.
something the third, but you go by Mittens.
Yes.
And somehow
Exactly.
you're the sidekick to someone who doesn't know what the hell is going on.
I feel like wait, I'm like a British reporter that got lost in the jungle that you were in, and now I've become your sidekick, sir.
It's
I love this so much.
It might be one of those that like you were assigned to the beat to document.
They tried to get rid of me, they did, but I just came right back.
Yeah, you were assigned to follow the White Claw to get the scoop, and now you've been caught up with everything.
Yeah.
I-
Laughing at what Polly said.
Oh yeah. Well, laughing at what Paulie says, what we do around here.
Yes. Oh my God. That's awesome. And I obviously flew you there. So
Exactly. Okay, so that was the hard part. Everything from here is easy. We're going to go through and we're going to write your first pulp novel to give you a background, to give you a story. The bad news is even our sidekick had her own starring role for one publication before she became the sidekick. Or maybe after, but they still Molly, there was
Yeah.
demand to know more of the story of Mittens. So we had to. It'll be okay.
Okay,
It'll be
wait,
okay.
so you were saying to tell you what now?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
I'm encouraging you and I'm building you up.
I'm so confident.
Yes, you are. You absolutely are. Okay, phase 1, the Great War. No, wait, before we get to Great War, I had that wrong. Phase 4, background. What happened in this person's childhood? Now, to expedite this, what I want you to do is think of 2 character traits. They're called aspects that came from their childhood. Now, you could conceivably look at the list of possible aspects. I'm not going to ask you to do that right now because I'm worried it's going to overwhelm because they have a list in there. But instead, I'm going to grab just a couple to get your thoughts going as the kinds of things that they suggest as aspects. Now, the important thing here to remember again, there's nothing set with any of this that you have to pick off the list. You just make up 2 things.
yeah, don't even look at the list. Just
Right.
listen to what he suggests and go, what would I've already forgotten Mittens. What would Mittens, do or be? Just be the character.
Right. And now aspects are traits. These are the stand-ins for attributes. There are no attribute scores. Awesome. Other Doc, thank you for being here. You're going to help us. I don't know how to play either. We're just trying this out because I was told this is a great game when you don't have your full group to pick up and play with. And that's exactly what happened tonight. So we're trying it out. And hey, Rasha, welcome. Yes, there would be 500 results when you do that. So here are some of the ones that they have listed. Quick-witted, a sucker, rugged, Irish. I don't know what that means, but it's there. I'm trying not to think it too hard. You'll never take me alive is an aspect. It describe you. If I tell you this character has the aspect, you'll never take me alive, it tells you a lot about their personality and their character. Stubborn, first on the scene, girl in every port, which as an aspect is like that. You if I tell you I got this buddy from college and he's the kind of guy that has a girl in every port, or girl in every town is what we'd say these days. I've told you a lot about that individual. Silver spoon, big man on campus, the ivory tower, or honest. So 2 traits or aspects that would have come up during this character's childhood. And you can label it when you type it in there. Type in, childhood, and 2 aspects that you think might come to it. And they do have a list. You can go to the list and pick things off of it. It's at the end of the aspects section. But again, I don't get too hung up on the lists. 2 things that come out of that childhood. So like, for example, Pond. During the phase when the White Claw was growing up, what are things she learned? Or what are some things that we learned we can see inform her character from that period? Was she... Oh, Graybeard, go.
All right. I'm going to say from Blaze's
Sweet.
his childhood, runt of the litter. So he was that kid who was the kid who got picked on a lot and shoved around, bullied.
That's a good one.
And literally you can start with a word and we can help you put a clause to it or a phrase to it,
Mm-hmm. I think I would look at it like, is this someone in this phase who was outgoing or introverted? Were they a risk taker or were they someone that was more studious?
And you said we could look at the things that you just said. Where
Yeah.
again?
Hang on, I can get you the list. It's at the boink. All right,
Thank you.
no problem.
I don't know how to use the whiteboard, so I'm writing notes and we can fill it in at some point when I figure it out. I'm trying to stretch text boxes and fighting with it on page 3.
Oh, I just made a text box on page 1.
I got you covered, Gray.
All right.
Okay, so youth. Runt of litter. And did you have a second aspect?
No, I'm still percolating.
Yeah, they give a pretty long list here.
Oh, well, I'll go look.
If you want to look at it, I linked it to that specific part of the rule book.
Oh, you're making this way too easy. All right.
I did pick one which was first on the scene, but I don't, just because as a reporter that seems,
So as a child, she was always the first to show up at things.
yeah, maybe that's like how it happened. Like, I imagine that Mittens is still like way too young to be in the line of work that she's in, or they are in. I don't know.
yeah.
I imagine like a British paper boy just stuck in this position, basically.
Yes.
They were like, we need a foreign reporter. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
and they
they're-
took an actual child. Like,
They're never
Drop
coming
them-
back.
yeah.
They're never coming back. Send
Yeah.
them off to the jungles of Gukbana.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. First on the scene. And then what about something like unassuming?
Yeah,
Or
for
like,
sure.
as like always overlooked.
Yes, yeah.
There's your 2.
Okay, cool.
Piece of cake. Ish.
Oh, pond. I just read the sweat increases and all caps.
Over in the side. Yeah.
Ah.
572.
Yeah. I
Okay,
didn't
wait. How did you become a lord? Do you think that you were like in like a crime family, or did you do something to become a lord? Perhaps? Or jungle lord, not a crime lord. Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
I was like,
Yeah.
crime lord.
Yeah, sorry, no, jungle lord.
Hey,
Jungle
you
lord.
could be. That
Yeah.
could be where you
Yeah.
ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said for my one so far as a child, probably like a black sheep. Like I feel like maybe like basically the opening of Tarzan, like parents are adventurers, blah blah blah. I got stuck in the woods and like, oh hey, I love it here. I feel like I probably got like grew up in the woods since like I was a little kid or something like that. Maybe like with just a few memories of like what the world was.
Okay.
And yeah, like it never really felt like it fit in. So like I always wanted to like go with my parents on little adventures. And then maybe they got eaten. Maybe they forgot about me. I don't know. It could have been a Home Alone situation, but home is the jungle instead on accident. And the flight back was really difficult because airplanes are hard.
You probably took a boat back, honestly.
Yeah. And you just,
So that phase, what's another trait that developed during that childhood? Tenacity, creativity, and something involving animal connections.
yeah, animal connections for sure.
So animal empathy.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. You got your 2. Piece of cake. Which still, I think, technically leaves us 1 short for Graybeard.
Yeah. How about never backs down? That's why he took so many beatings, because he always tried to stand up for what's right. And so it was always
Okay.
that.
So I'm
Even
gonna
though he was the Steve Rogers story,
Well, I'd literally just typed, I can do this all day.
Yeah. Nice. All right, I'll write that down.
That feels appropriate. And I totally dig that. Okay. So, you've all had your childhood. Molly, which one did you go with? You have
First
Silver
on the
Spoon and
scene.
Honest.
Oh, I did. Wait, out of those 2, you mean?
Yeah. You're supposed to have 2 total. So, is it the knack for being honest and everything?
Oh, I have first on the scene and unassuming for the 2.
You sure?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we talked about. Yeah.
Hit. Okay. It hasn't updated on my end because you're still in the text box.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's
I'll
okay.
click out.
There we
Sorry.
go.
got it.
I'm even
Sorry, yeah,
more
got
glad
it.
I'm not typing in that thing.
We
I
got it.
didn't know it didn't update if you didn't click out of the box. My bad.
I forget to all the time. So then you've been children. You've grown up. Maybe you're not as old as you could be, but then the world breaks out in war. Everyone is called to serve in some way. Or perhaps if the jungle lord or jungle lady at this point, if the queen of the jungle, for example, is not back with civilization, she may have missed this whole phase. But we still have to figure out what happened during that span. So again, 2 traits that came out of that time period. Which does kind of get to the, was Mitten sent off as a combat reporter at the bright young age of 12? And how did that change her? If she even got to the lines, maybe she only saw people coming back from them.
Yeah, or did she lie to get there, or he or she? Mittens is a he or she.
I think it's just like a ambiguous paperboy looking child. Like
Okay,
you can
perfect.
call them anything, they will respond and just be happy to be acknowledged.
All right.
Okay. Updating. Because I can do that.
I can never not be a goofy character for some reason.
That's why we love you.
I love them.
That's why we keep inviting you back. Well, and your amazing personality and sense of humor, and
Oh, go on. No.
I would if I could.
Like a dragon, flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. There's that updated. Maybe their courage got them quick success during the war and they have imposter syndrome. Okay, so that trait might manifest as a personality trait of being self-doubting. They're plucky, but there's always that dark shadow over them where there's always a little hesitancy.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like they just do and go wherever they're told. Like I'm imagining like basically like a small British child from like a workhouse situation that got an in at a newspaper, and then they're like, oh, we have to send someone from the newspaper to cover the war, and they're like, why don't we pawn it off on this kid over here who's super annoying? And then I just went because it was like, I'll do whatever you say.
Team player.
Yeah, there you go, team player for
Team
sure.
player. That's a good one. And do we have something about confidence? I mean, they kind of go hand in hand in this case, don't they?
Yeah, I think that they kind of like, it's the confidence of someone who just, you know, like they don't think they're ever really in danger. Like they're standing on a battlefield, like flipping notes. Like, and how does that make you feel? And like he's bleeding out. It's like,
Yeah.
we should probably get someone for that. Like, just totally.
Or standing there as the artillery is landing, still turning the crank on the camera.
Yeah, exactly. Like this footage will be great. Yeah.
You have to maintain a constant flow because if you speed up or slow down, it's not going to turn out.
So like a ignorant confidence, basically.
Naive.
Yes, extremely.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Graybeard, do we have your two?
I think, just to be over top, I want to, okay, yeah, kind of got the two. One is killing is honor. He's got that misguided, you know, I rack up a body count and that's what brings me glory.
I'm gonna, since we're pulpy, I want to call that winning. Because we're pulpy.
All right.
There's the best part about the 1920s is everybody had guns and everyone got shot and nobody invested in squibs because nobody wanted to see blood fly.
Ooh,
Yes. Yep.
And I'm trying to think of a way to something along the lines of if it's got an engine, I can drive it or something like that. Like
I could fly a dishwasher.
yeah, that's great.
I take no credit for that phrase. But there's a brilliant line in Apollo 13 which is if they could make a washing machine that could fly, my boy could land it.
Perfect.
I'm like,
Perfect.
okay. That locks that in. Pond, how
Yeah.
we feeling? Is the sweat abating?
Yeah, I'm just trying to go with like stereotypes because I feel like that's kind of the punchy vibe here. So, you know, during this, I don't think she really was involved with the war, probably didn't even know what was going on. Just, you know, living her life in the jungle, but literally raised by wolves because that's the biggest jungle stereotype I can think of. And obviously like with that wants to like prove herself. Like I'm a wolf too. I belong in this family.
So they're all a little bit. Well, yeah, they've got something to prove. They're going to take risks.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Exactly.
put themselves out in front.
Yeah.
Picked up.
I will single-handedly take down this moose. No, you're a moose. Oh,
You
that's
just gotta be careful because if you squeeze hard enough, that's where that emote kicks in.
yeah.
Moose is part skunk. And Moose's mom has no argument. Okay. Now. Your first novel. Your first adventure. The first time that you set out as the star of a story. What happened in it? And more to the most important part is for our chat, what might have happened in it. And with that, 2 more traits that cropped up that we learned about your character, you, as a result of having been in this storyline. So things like perhaps the first pulp novel had to do with the first really good scoop after the war that Mittens was able to pull in or work on. You know, cracking a big caper maybe. Or was it dragging once told me when dramatic thing happens, only hero can defeat villain. Yes. Absolutely. They actually suggest you also could start with character name versus or and adventurous thing.
Okay, I was going to ask. This is where you come up with a novel title that's
Exactly.
descriptive. Okay, yeah.
So, and hear me out,
Yes.
Pond, if you're not into this, but I was thinking that my first story would be, like I said, like crash landing and finding White Claw and like bringing them back to civilization.
Yes. I love that so much.
Like, I feel like in the war, I was like taking footage of a fighter pilot. We were shot from the sky. I have landed and survived for some reason and then been found by White Claw and brought them back.
So
And it was like,
And can I just be the pilot
wolf
in
girls
that?
yeah,
yet.
yeah, oh yeah.
not yet. Slow down. Slow down.
Oh,
Slow
oh,
down.
oh. All right.
Slow down.
We're trying to make it one novel so hard.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. So, but here's the thing: this story for Molly's character Mittens has to be focused on her journey. Now, everyone can have a guest role in it, but for her journey, this novel will be something like Mittens and the treacherous jungles of darkness.
Sure, yeah.
And so it's going to mostly focus on her survival up until.
Yeah, found by White Claw, like find a starving British child in the woods.
Which then gets to what 2 things did we learn about Mittens during this phase?
Oh,
Still voting for the avocado jungle of doom. I'm not going to veto that.
I'm pretty sure that's a movie from the 80s. I'm pretty sure.
maybe Scrappy? Is that
Yeah.
is a thing? I feel like you'd have to be pretty scrappy to be a child to survive something like this.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
also maybe like again it's naivety but like kind of fearless from that, like literally stands up from an airplane is like, oh, that was a bit of a tumble, and then just walks into the woods, like. But, like, not, like, fearless in a sense of, like, I will protect everyone, but just like, oh, bit blowing me, little bit of a dust there. Okay, dust myself off. Time to go. Like,
Okay, so I feel like that's the aspect. Let me
Okay.
just dust myself off.
sure, yeah.
Like, that's an aspect. No matter what happens, Mittens has a knack of just like, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I played a game once where I was shot down from 10,000 feet, and due to amazing stupid dice rolls, I survived the crash landing in a biplane in this game, right? And my pilot's name was Dougie Pierce of the Royal Air Force. And Dougie Pierce, that's what we said, is in Barnstormers. His biplane crashes through the barn, lands in hay, and it's like, well, Dougie Pierce, RAF. And just went back to get in a new plane, you know. So yeah, it's that's amazing. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that, like surviving a plane crash in general would normally traumatize anybody, but to just be able to get up and be like, oh, bit of a tumble, and just go on, keep working, go ahead.
Where's the camera?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, where'd my camera go? Like, just totally oblivious.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Cool under pressure would be another way that you could phrase that. We've already got naive in there, so I think that's
Yeah.
another way to look at it. Any landing you can walk away from? Fair.
That's
Fair.
awesome.
Like Sully. Which, by the way, if you have not seen the film, what is it? Miracle on the Hudson? Whatever the film is about the landing the plane, it is a brilliant storytelling of not just the crash, but like everything that came after it. And it's really insightful into what happened after that. My other uncle crashed. Ooh, that's not good. I'm sorry if I hear that. Graybeard, what kind of things have we learned about Blaze in that first pulp novel?
And so do we. We're not working out of the same novel at
Nope.
this point.
This is his novel.
Oh, okay. All right.
Blaze Emberheart and the, or against the, versus the.
How about Blaze Emberheart versus Richthofen and his aces, or something like that. You know.
Oh, a classic. The classic tale of barnstorming, daring do over the trenches.
Dog fighting over the trenches. Yeah.
Fair enough. Which then puts the pressure on what traits do we learn about them, what aspects, as a result of that story.
How about something like Heart of Gold? Like there came a point where, you know, he could have like ripped the bad guys to pieces, or he went out of his way. He could have just walked home or flown home, but he stayed and helped the villagers or something along those lines. So
Okay. He's a good guy at heart.
yeah, heart of gold,
Bit of a softie.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Fair. We need another aspect to come out of that. While you're brainstorming, I'll pick on
okay,
Pon for a
thank you.
moment. What's the first time that we saw the tale of the White Claw in print? White Claw versus against.
So I'm picturing this as similar to the like 45 minutes of Wonder Woman, where she has to wear all the outfits and like gets to London for the first time, and Jungle to Jungle. It's like her first time leaving the jungle, and so basically very shortly after Mittens like she finds Mittens, and they end up going back home to whatever the metropolis is, and she's just kind of like, what is this type deal?
So, White Claw in the Steel Jungle.
Yeah, there we go.
Title of that novel.
This is giving me like George of the Jungle vibes, and I'm here for it. I'm here for
Yes.
it.
It's like George
Absolutely.
of the Jungle, Jungle to Jungle, like all those.
Yes.
But what's
Yeah.
but the guy, I like the reference to the Wonder Woman part too of that.
Yeah.
That
Because
hitting
that
on
takes
those
place during
vibes.
World War One.
Yeah, I like it.
Like
I like
C's
it.
ice cream is like, this is the best thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. You know.
It's just, yeah, just standing at like an ice cream stand, like, oh, you're gonna get a tummy. Oh,
Yeah, and it's-
that's
yeah.
gonna backfire on you. Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden,
ice cream.
brain freeze.
I say I almost picture Mittens
What
like fishing
magic
out
is this?
this pocket watch and going 3, 2. Oh my head! Yeah, click. If not, that's going to be some attaché of the paper who's going to pull that maneuver.
Oh yeah.
So what do we learn about White Claw during that phase?
I feel like
I'll get out
in
of
a
your box.
different way, there's a little bit of naivety there, like for modern stuff, and kind of like, especially to do with like politics and anything like I just am doing all the references I can for all the help I can, in Wonder Woman
yes.
where it's like you're naked and just like, what? No. Type deal. But according to the standards of the time, you can't not wear 12 layers or whatever it is.
Your knees are showing.
Exactly.
Scandalous.
And she's like never worn shoes before, so never had to deal with that.
And only wears them when she has to, I assume.
Yeah.
It's like the minute y'all are in the field, it's like, okay, we're losing half this crap, right?
Oh, I
Yeah.
fully imagine that you've like ripped the soles off your shoes, so it's like just the tops of the shoe,
Yes.
and like your bare foot is still touching the ground, because it's
That
like
is absolutely what I
not.
Just can't stand it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know like what you're walking on? If there's
Exactly.
something in between. Very much that.
I can imagine the first time she goes to a pub in London, she learns why she wants something under her foot.
I'm pretty sure all her feet have got to be thicker than leather. Like, I'm sure she's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Like someone would be impressed with what we could step on.
Fair. Fair.
The stickiness might be a little weird, but she probably just thinks that's how everything is here.
Fair. So then what traits come out of that? What aspects? I keep saying traits. They say aspects.
Aspects, yeah.
How's never met a dress I didn't hate.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
Okay.
And that's the kind of this statement of I don't like society's norms or whatever, that kind of
Right.
thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that in. Love it. Love to see it.
And then what else? If it's new, it's cool. No. 'Cause there's a lot of things
I
she
think
doesn't
she's-
like.
A lot of the stuff she doesn't like, because like I think there's just a really lack of understanding because so much has been made too complicated.
There's one that's called Work in Progress.
Oh, I like that.
That
I feel
feels
that's a
very
real
like
good vibe. Yeah.
you are a work in progress in the new world.
Well,
Yeah.
my question would be, is it a work in progress or is it stubbornness? Is she embracing the changes and coming into it, or is she like, she'll enter the modern era screaming and kicking, thank you?
I see.
I think it's a little bit of like, I feel like it's what makes sense versus what doesn't. For example, like something like, why would someone wear clothes that you can't really function in versus ice cream is really incredible and I'm on board with this.
Pragmatic then.
Yeah, sure.
Pragmatic. Boom.
Yeah.
That works. And that Graybeard still has one more trait.
Okay, so the Heart of Gold or whatever.
Yep.
Can we make it Secret Softy?
Yep.
Where he's always Blaze Emberheart, but on the inside he's like, save the puppy, damn it, And yeah, I need a second one.
He doesn't save the puppy by running out with it over his head. He like comes out of the burning building, and then he opens his coat and pulls the puppy out and sticks it somewhere.
Yeah, behind him, like go on and taps it on the butt to like scoot it along, and yeah, and I was so into everybody's story, I didn't think about another one.
That's actually the cool thing for us to do.
I feel like though you're a pilot, maybe like well traveled, like you've
Man of
We're-
the
I don't
world.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
something
man of the world. You've been everywhere, seen everything. At every airport, you're like, oh, I know the best restaurants in this town.
Right. Well traveled.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah.
viable?
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I'm fine with that. See, I told you this wasn't bad. You just have to get over the 450-page document that they give us.
I feel like I'm not really adhering to a pulp hero architect though with my character, but
Oh yes, you are.
You
Oh,
totally
you're
are.
you're doing great.
You're
Okay.
fine.
Regardless or not, I love mittens and I'm ready to protect them with all I have.
Exactly. And save the world. Don't forget that part.
right.
The world needs saving, and it's up to you to do it. Okay. So, since there's only, actually, Graybeard still needs that last trait.
Nope. I
Nope.
had the Secret Softy and Well Traveled.
Oh, that's right. Well traveled. I so want to play. Well, now that you mention it, I have, because Tiffany just posted she wants to play this. I still have 3 seats open for my game tomorrow night. So you are more than welcome to take one of those 3 seats. Eventually it'll come through. I think here's a link. Because I am running this same game tomorrow night. Which will be fun. Sue. Okay, so now we get to everyone's guest appearances in those novels. So normally what we would do is if we had more people at the table, I'd pass them out randomly to everybody. And but since we have exactly the right number of people, that everyone gets to guest star in everyone else's novel. So we've kind of already hashed out some of what happens. I guess rather than saying it, rather than going around and guest starring in each person and then rotating again, we can just pick each novel, and the other 2 can add their guest appearances. So we'll pick on Molly first, which is, and this is what on your page you want to write down. So Molly won't write anything. What you did when you guest starred in her novel. So Graybeard, when Blaze Emberheart showed up in Mitten's Tale Against the Jungle, what role did he play, and what did we learn about him from it?
I think we've established I'm I'm the person who like got her there, and I want to say like a pterodactyl or something, attacked the plane, and that's what took us down.
I mean, you have a heart of gold. Maybe you put the only parachute on me and kicked me out the plane and it exploded. Like I am like I'm picturing like Tiny Tim in my head for some reason.
Right.
Like,
Oh no, that little newsie with that flap hat and everything is it's smack on. So yeah, I got her to the jungle. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe yeah, I put as we were going down, I put the chute on her and Hunter out of the plane.
Yeah, like it saved my life for sure.
All right. And so what do we do?
Well, the
How does
twist
that?
now is we need enough activity that. Well, before I say that, Other Doc reminded me of a good point that I haven't like overtly said, but aspects can be good and bad, and so far
yeah.
y'all have done a nice job because this is a great group of thinking both positive and negative with traits. Because every time I call out one of their characters' traits, you get a fate point that you can spend for a benefit. You can use your fate points then to activate your traits, your aspects to come into play to help you. So it's a really neat back and forth. But things like Runt of the Litter, that can totally be used against Blaze.
Right.
Anytime
Yeah.
he's being put in a position of physical strength, go, but remember, you're a runt.
Yep.
That's going to be a problem.
Yep.
Or Secret Softy, you really are going to leave those people behind? With
You're
the
gonna let
zombies?
the orphanage burn.
Yeah, like, are you sure you can do that?
All right.
But we still need to talk about what we learned about Blaze, at least leading up to the moment where he pushes Mittens out the door in the only parachute. We've already covered Secret Softies, so
Okay, so that we're looking for something else.
for two new traits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, like,
Too much of a straight shooter to lie.
I was also gonna say like selfless, like to give someone the last parachute when you don't know if you're gonna survive or not is very like self-sacrificing. I don't know if that's a trait though.
How about
I'm not looking at the list.
go down with the ship?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like you will make sure that like everyone else is safe before you are, kind of deal. Like no man left behind.
Well, that's
Yeah.
even better.
No man left behind. All right.
It's a little overlappy with Secret Softy, but
Oh,
I'll allow it. I think if this was our third time playing this, I would say no. But
Yeah.
I also think you could argue there's a little bit of difference there with like it's almost like an honor type thing to go
Ooh.
down with your ship.
yeah.
Yeah, it's stubbornness. Yeah, in a way. I could have put on the parachute and held on to.
Oh my god, Polly, why are you making a tagline for a movie? He went into the jungle for a lost mitten and ended up with his hands full.
Oh.
Like, I hate it. I hate
I
it.
do too.
I hate it. What
Oh.
sitcom is this?
That's that's
Sitcom
horrible.
hell.
Yeah. So yeah, no man left behind, and let's go with some negative aspect. Something like maybe this is where your pluckiness, because it's your novel. Once we crashed or whatever, maybe Blaze was completely lost because he didn't have a compass, he had no map or whatever, and he's like, how do you find your way here? And you were like, well, we just flew down the trail, and you just like,
Don't worry, Governor. If we have a sunny smile in our heart, everything will turn out fine. It's just like, oh god, kid, we're gonna die out here. Like,
maybe he's tied to his technology.
yeah, lost without a map or something like that.
I'm going to put tech reliant.
All right.
That kind of covers it. Or no, let's do it. Lost without his map. And I'll put map in quotes. Oh, wait a second. Well, we'll have to talk. Well, happy birthday, Chief.
Woo!
Congratulations on successfully completing another. Whoa.
happy birthday!
Oh, man. You've hit
Man.
the phase of no longer being trustworthy. You don't trust anybody over 40.
What?
It's a hippie thing from way
Oh.
back when.
Actually, the hippies would say don't trust anybody over
Over
30.
30. Yeah.
Okay. Pond. So how
I was
did White
typing in
Claw
all
save
caps.
Mittens?
So I imagine that there was like some. At first, I was thinking like some big scary thing, but maybe it was something like really like maybe Mittens was gonna eat some bad like berries or something like that. And I feel like White Claw might have been watching the situation from a distance for a while, been like, the hell is with this child here? Then clearly could tell that Mittens was like not gonna make it, so probably like did a dramatic like tackle, been like, you know that scene in The Office where like Michael was gonna eat like a mushroom because he was pretending to survive and Dwight just runs out. It was kind of like that, like no.
I imagine that also was Mittens trying to survive. Like, I've made my pants into a hat. Like, yeah, that's not good. It's not good.
So yeah, that's where how I imagine my appearance kind of poking in, and then
Okay.
kind of guiding the way back to like, okay, we will get you home. Turns out I'm going there too, but yeah. For personnel, or what is it?
The aspects.
Aspects. I keep wanting to say assets, and I'm like, that's not the word I want to use. I think this is where perhaps people get to see a soft-sided part of her, where she's been trying really hard to kind of like prove herself for a really long time and be like tough in the jungle, but she's like, oh, you're just a baby. Like, I'm gonna take care of you.
Mama Bear.
Yeah, Mama Bear. I like that. Do I need two?
Need to.
Two. Okay. And oh God. I don't know. I was really focused on the Mama Bear thing. It was very cute in my
It is.
in my head.
I do fully believe that Mittens and White, like, I feel like Mittens was like, you can come stay with me, love. And I live in a broom closet in the back of the newsroom, like, fully like, and it's even off the streets and everything. It's the best house I've ever had. It's like we're both crammed in it.
It's under the stairs
Yeah,
at
yeah,
an
fully.
apartment complex. It's
Yes, yeah.
like, this is your efficiency, and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
the stairwell, and you
Yes.
guys open a door.
This feels like
I-
this feels like the if this was a graphic novel, this feels like the last page. Like the shot of like her like at them at the door going, well here, we'll just sleep in my place, and then it cuts. You know, the next frame is her opening the door on this little closet under the stair, going,
Yeah.
there's plenty of room for both of us,
Yes.
but is there?
Yeah.
Question.
Mm.
Just picture them both there. I also picture that like White Claw is like pretty like just like big and built, because I always make big built characters, and like holding an upside down newspaper, looking at the funny ads, but like not correct. And just
Oh, I'm totally teaching you how to read. That's happening. That's
Yes.
fully happening.
I love it.
As one does. As one does. But we still need that second trait.
Yep. Maybe I guess kind of falling into stereotypes still, and
Fine.
just kind of looking at the words here, like uncivilized. Because like this is before, yeah, she even knows like anything about other people, really. So
We've been kind of playing off putting that down on the page for a bit now. It feels.
I was trying to
appropriate
avoid it,
slap
but yeah,
that on
it's
there,
fair. Yeah.
That's fair. It's about time it made its way in.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to look at two more quick novels, and we're ready to actually throw some dice down. Sort of. There's one more step. We'll do that during the break. So now we shift gears to Greybeard's novel, where he was his dog fighting bit. Now this might be a bit tougher to get everyone into, but I think actually what I'd like to do, I'd like you to brainstorm for yourself, because we've done this now. I want to take all the pressure of yapping at you off the table. When we come back from the break, be able to pitch something about how you worked into those novels. So we have the barnstorming, and we have the... That's going to be the hardest, I think, to get us all into. And then we also have the roles in the Steel Jungle, which I feel like that'll be a little bit easier. Because we've already kind of talked about this interplay between Mittens and the White Claw. We've got something really good going on. So the next twist is, how do they show up in this last bit of aerial dogfighting? Maybe it's even a post-war thing. Maybe it was Baron von Richthofen IV attempting to reignite the Great War, which now gives everyone a chance to be present in this little skirmish in the north of France.
Yeah, since I said Blaze Emberheart versus Richthofen's Aces, so maybe that's it. That it actually takes place in the Alps or the Himalaya, Himalayas or whatever. This evil Kaiser cult of aces or something
Or
happened.
Maybe they're trying to start a new Aerodome base in the Avocado Jungle.
Oh, that's perfect.
There
we go. Now, so it happened after we got together. So cool.
Yeah, so let's take a stretch if you need it. Otherwise, brainstorm. When we get back, we'll share that out. We'll lock in our skills, and we'll start talking about the story that I have prepped for tonight over the course of about 15 minutes. The Blade of the Saint Joan of Arc. Yeah, I don't think it's a working title. We're workshopping it. All right. Meet back here in about 7 or 8. All right. If you're hanging on the channel, enjoy some clips of the channel, some other fun things we've done. We'll see you back here in a few.
I feel like we should not be meddling anyway. If there's someone killing someone else, it might be for a good reason. You don't know.
Oh my.
That got dark. Wow.
We have killed lots of people.
For various and sometimes no good reason. Yeah, she's not wrong. Oh, good lord, we're murder
I'm not
hobos.
one to judge, okay?
Am I to conclude the
great.
party is going to enter into the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, do we think it's gonna follow us?
Yeah, can
I'm
we
sure it will.
outrun it? Yeah, I was gonna say, can we outrun it, or is it like something that's just gonna follow us no matter where we go?
I don't think we can outrun it. I mean, it's not going to come any closer for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to fight
Well,
it.
we could take shelter in the smoldering ruins, right? Because
I don't know if that's gonna help.
We
it's probably
don't
just-
know what's in the smoldering ruins.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than this.
We could
Oh,
come
yes,
across,
it could!
we could come across like another giant creature, and then we're fighting two at the same time. And then
But
it's
it could be like Godzilla versus King Kong. So if we run into something even nastier, maybe it won't want to eat us. It'll go after the other thing because they're legends and they have to fight. That's how that works.
No, or they team up against us.
You've had a very fortunate life, haven't you?
Jeez.
Boy, that sucks. Like, I feel bad for him. Like, hey.
I've never seen this before.
Unspeakable brutality.
Yeah, a little closer. Go to the right. Oh no, I dropped down. Oh no, I'm under us.
I think they're sinking.
Yeah, there's.
Okay, drop the anchor so we can collect our stuff.
Sorry.
The one that's between Chrysanthemum and her bottle.
Yes. Yes.
That's a dangerous place to be for many reasons.
Having taken a holy order of some kind and other oaths.
I'm thinking like an elven, like really
Kung Fu Elfin Monk?
Kung Fu Elfin Monk. Okay.
Yes!
That meditates a lot.
I can live with that.
Because elves don't have to sleep as much, so totally right.
Why am I here?
I legit have been screaming this entire time. So you know what? What is the health of
You're
everybody
also
right now?
full health. You want to like come
All right,
back and join
everyone's
the battle?
full health.
Like, no, we're not. The rest
All
of
right.
us are like highly injured. You're on
Yeah,
the
we're
outside
all
full
hurting
health. You
pretty
wanna,
bad.
The
help out a
jam
little
board
bit?
says that everybody's. Oh,
Oh, refresh.
Refresh
Never mind.
that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Ember's alive because I just healed for 12. Show is at 12 out of 41.
You
You're
were
like
literally
farting
seeing
around
full
on the
health
outside of
this
the circle.
entire
Like,
time,
come
weren't you,
join
Anson?
me. I'm full health. Y'all.
Shadows
I'm having a
didn't
picnic
have a
over here.
spot on the jam on the thing, and I was just like, oh, I don't know.
I think we broke the.
Punch the. No, I know that's a bad idea.
There is so much nope surrounding this trap. I am not here for an amulet. I am here for a traumatized rogue. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's 2.
Well, I wasn't really concerned about the amulet. I just thought that
Special and like not forced or anything. It's brilliant. I think the quote I have in particular is actually came from chat, which was the spell slide into DMs, which then became a spell. That's just it's very endearing. So I love it.
I'm going to follow it up by saying that the reaction to receiving a message spell was an absolute, just as far as role play goes. He goes in, he does a few loops, he comes back out, and beep.
Okay. Beep once if there's dead bodies in there. Beep twice. No, that doesn't work. All right, beep twice. No, that doesn't work. Okay, beep. Ah, screw it. I'm going to see if I can sneak up. Like, see if I can sneak up and find a widow to kind of like. It's not really the sharpest tack in this box. David.
I'm gonna go. Common, Mother Clucker, do you speak it? We need some information. I'm not sorry, by the way.
As you seem to be doing really well with it.
Ooh, that 20 to
Oh my
25.
god!
Jeez.
Nice. Scattered it.
Wow. Well, you can roll your damage. I don't.
25. Because I got 3 6s.
Holy cow!
Oh my goodness.
She just hulked out. Rage hard.
Yeah, I think you should rage all the time. I think you
I
should
like this
never
rage,
not.
yeah.
Never not be
is
raging.
good. Well,
There's
I get
where all our
2.
good rolls were hiding.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's why they were so bad earlier. We were saving up. But... Stop hitting my friends.
Oop, wrong
You know,
way.
damage books with that kind of attitude.
Well played. Wow.
I'm heading that way. I'll tackle
Oh,
her
she
ass
already
again.
has the potion. She already has the potion.
No, she just handed you the book, and as soon as your hands touched it, she let go and run.
She's not going to take the potion?
She's got bigger fish to fry, like getting her ass out of there. You shot her.
I'm trying to unshoot her to the best of my abilities.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
But there's a way to check if you really want to know. I'm intrigued. Cut your hand. Bleed in front of her.
Got it.
I mean, but if she's
I didn't think I'd do it. I so did it. Smell it?
But like, she could not necessarily
So
be a
pause is right there.
vampire.
Well, you're
She'd be,
saying
like,
that she is a vampire, so
or she's like possessed by one, or like
cutting her hand open.
Or like
in
the
the middle
leader.
of Strahd's domain.
Wait, her
Sounds
hand
like
or my hand? I just cut my hand open.
Not hers.
Sounds like a
James.
fantastic idea. Oh.
I didn't have to cut my hand open. We need to cut her hand open.
Oh.
No, no.
Come here, girl. Come
Oh,
on.
no, you
I'm
mean to
already
say-
bleeding.
James just like waving his bloody hand in
Like, come
Irina's
on.
face.
Go ahead and roll me a performance check. Maybe the dice are going to favor you at the moment.
Also, are
Can't
we?
be an
Can we?
intimidation? I can't like intimidate the rhyme
No.
with my music. Okay.
No.
Well,
Can
I
we
thought I
do-
would try.
It's an intimidation music.
Or I
though.
can't persuade them to not sing with my music. Okay.
What's up,
Can
Molly?
Can we do anything when we're singing, or is that like it takes up our whole action?
Oh, it doesn't.
Come on.
It doesn't. Oh, good lord. Yeah,
Finally.
I'm over here
I
trying.
finally can bard.
Da-
For just
Yeah.
let me bard. I never get to bard. I'm always doing failing rolls when it comes to bard skills.
The bard
This
is
the
being
first
a
time.
bard.
You're barding when it's most
I say that,
important.
Ah,
It's about time.
MVP.
Sweden is my lucky country.
No
All right.
kidding.
Yeah.
And that is that weird, sickly smell in the air.
Oh God.
Something like rotting meat.
Ew. As we're walking, I'm like starting to like shake it off, and I'm just gonna say under my breath, she's just mad her mom never wanted her home for holidays either.
Wow, that's some Gossip Girl shit. Like,
Wow.
Anybody else smell that?
smells like salt.
Smells like
Not-
tea to me.
Not what I meant.
But if you didn't know that was one of our clips, that's going in there.
Oh, dearie me.
Maybe re-roll.
Yeah, re-roll it. Re-roll it. The birds
Yeah,
are
yeah,
important.
yeah.
Everyone's
we
in on
screwed
the
these-
reroll.
I screwed these birds up earlier. We need
Come
a
on.
high roll.
We got this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh no. Oh my.
So
Every time I'm the bard who
Amazing.
does not want to be a. I'm really bad at being a bard.
That is amazing.
Worst bard ever.
Yikes.
The good news is, after this adventure, you can start taking levels of anything else.
Anything else? What the hell? Okay.
Oh no, that whole love interest thing. That's right. Oh, I forgot. I almost killed him.
Let's
Yeah.
see, yes.
So we assume this guy is bad.
Oh, he's super bad.
Well, you know.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
Good.
I mean, he keeps on trying
have-
to. He's a dick. He keeps on trying to coerce Irina into coming up to his castle and fucking die, become a vampire lady, and she's not into it.
Well, I mean, you know, okay.
Do we have playbills nearby?
Sure.
Playbills are made of paper, right? And that's made of wood. Can I use shillelagh with a playbill? Is it technically made of the same stuff I would need, right?
What pulp?
I'll allow it.
All right.
You're swinging again.
Oh man,
Wow,
this
this
guy.
guy's tough.
What's up with this guy?
He's
What? What? This doesn't happen.
And we're back. Sorry for the lack of interesting transition there, but you know, we got through it. Okay, so we left off. We were tasked to think about those guest starring roles. So that then gets to the question of, let's take I think we should do the next easiest, which is, how did, like peel off raw like a Band-Aid. Yeah, well, that's what happens when I look stupidly down at my Stream Deck and forget that my Stream Deck is not actually set up for this scene collection because I made this scene collection 3 minutes before we went live. So I'm getting better at them. So we were guest starring in White Claw's novel White Claw in the Steel Jungle. What did we learn about? We'll take kind of the easier one, which is Mittens. What did we learn about Mittens during this appearance? It's mostly about the story of White Claw adjusting to the modern world, modern being 1927. But yeah.
Yeah, well, is there something like I don't know, I feel like I helped teach White Claw like a lot of stuff. Like we're living together in a closet. Yeah, I don't know what that trait would be. But
patient? If she was patient, or was it one of those like constantly annoyed at having to re-explain things?
No, I don't think Mittens gets annoyed by anything. I think Mittens is happy to be alive every day for some dumb reason. It's just like, oh, I'm breathing air. That's unexpected. So I think that I think any time that White Claw has a question, even if it's repeated every 5 seconds, I think that Mittens is just happy to answer and be there.
So patience would be a trait.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to say, are they an odd couple? Like, well, of course, you just huck your banana peel anywhere. The jungle will take care of it, kind of thing. Or
oh no, I think Mittens is walking behind, picking up that don't go there. I'll get that. Don't worry about that, ma'am. I got that right here. That's fine.
But that's what I mean. There's that that adjustment and that weirdness.
Yes. But yeah, I think for sure. And I also think that Mittens like idolizes White Claw for some reason, is just like, she be the bravest, strongest, truest friend I ever did have. Like, I think a lot of people step on Mittens in the world, and I think that White Claw's the first one to not do that. And it felt so good that she's like, I would die for her. I would. Like,
ooh, so we
definitely
have patient and we have friend for life.
Yes, for sure.
There you go. That takes us over to Greybeard. Where does Blaze figure into this story?
I think kind of as the tour guide maybe to the city. Like, he does the driving and that just might be weird for White Claw. Like, we go as fast as the zebras, kind of thing. But how to turn that into like an aspect.
I just have to ask, because flying is very different from driving. How are your driving skills?
Oh, I think unfortunately it's the same sort of deal where laws are for other people, and it's tilted the box springs are defying physics and whatnot. So yeah, he probably drives like he flies. Yeah, laws are for suckers.
Well, that's a trait.
All right, laws are for suckers. Perfect.
Laws are for suckers, and we need. Let's get this in here, and then in White Claw's novel, laws are for suckers, and
Ooh. something maybe like because Blaze is who he is, maybe it's kind of that. I don't know how to explain. Like I could see Blaze being the kind of person who, goes to the clubs and, it goes to big fancy parties and stuff like that. So maybe that, Blaze tries to bring White Claw into that kind of world, and there's fancy dresses and things, and she's like, rip, and now all of a sudden she's showing way too much leg, and stuff. So,
and what does that tell us about him? Is he as scandalized as everyone else? Is he highly progressive about it? Or is this our way of showing that he likes the party scene? He's attracted to the party scene.
I think he loves the attention. But yeah, I think he loves the limelight, but in this case, he's bringing he is there in this novel to be a gateway to get White Claw into these situations where she is, larger than life, or she's in the spotlight, and it shows her, adjustments and stuff. So maybe loves the nightlife or something like that.
Okay. Party animal.
All right.
There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave two open aspects where that's just not something that we're going to lock in at this exact moment, but it's any time later when we're playing, you can say, you know what? I think Mittens has this aspect, boom, and add it to your page. Now, what's interesting is in the rules, they say that if you have someone that shows up late to the game, that's what you do. They write down their character name, and then they just write down aspects as the game goes on in order to kind of keep things rolling and to not have to have one person sit out for the night. Because, again, the goal of the game is our plan didn't come through, so we're doing this instead, and then we lock it in, which is cool. However, and I'm kind of taking the same approach with stunts. Stunts represent things that your character is just good at doing every time. It's what they're known for. It's the stunt that's their signatures. For example. So, and there's not really there's a list, but they're not intended to be, again, 40 pages of possibilities, but they're all in that realm mostly of suggestions. So, for example, under some of the ones I'm just skimming through here, razor tongue, poison words, stage presence, all the world's a stage, are all different stunts that represent things that your character is exceptionally good at doing within the realm of their skills. But we do need to lock in skills. So you do have to look at a list. Which is, I don't know, I get the weird vibe. Everyone's like, give me a list at the beginning. And then we got to about the 2/3 mark, and you're like, screw the list, we got this. Which I appreciate and I adore about this group.
I felt like it was just faster to tell you what I was thinking than it was to look at the list, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, skills come off a list.
Okay.
There's the one thing we got to do. So let me find the right list. And it's actually not an incredibly long list. I think there's 15, and there's 20, I think. Maybe 30. I'm not counting right now. I have things to do. But this link in the Discord takes you directly to that. And we're going to streamline this a little bit more for the sake of fun tonight. Where's the Discord chat? I should always have that viewable. And I'll drop it in Zoom chat too, if that's easier for you to get at this stage of the evening. Okay, so off that list, the left column represents things that you are good at. The right column is what category it fits under. Category is for our sake, more of just a guide. But off that list, what is the one thing that sticks out as the thing this character is absolutely the best at? And by best, I mean superb.
How many do we get to pick?
You're going to pick a lot.
Oh.
We start with one.
Drive.
Drive or pilot?
Is pilot on there?
Pilot is on there.
Oh, pilot.
Cool. So I'm going to take a sticky note, pilot, and I'm going to put that at the top of the character sheet. So if you look on slide 3 on the Jamboard, I just put pilot at the very top. And since Greybeard's looking at the list, pick 2 more to be great at.
For me, guns and drive.
Guns and drive. Sweet, sweet. So guns, drive. And what I like about using the sticky notes on the Jamboard for this is it's really easy to organize them. And then we do that. And so we're building a little pyramid. And we're going to keep doing that all the way down until we get to the 4th row. And cut you guys off at 10. Go for it.
So do we want to take turns and get them 3 or
Let's get all yours done.
Okay. I guess gambling.
Oops, wrong button. Gambling. Keep pushing the wrong button.
And so we got pilot, we got drive, we got guns, we have gambling. I guess. Okay, so what's the difference between burglary and sleight of hand?
Burglary, picking the locks. Sleight of hand. What he didn't notice is I replaced his Rolex with my own.
Ah, all right. I will leave those out for now because I think those are kind of mitten skills. Gambling. I guess fists.
Fists.
Because I'm two fists, and then
sleight of mitt.
Sleight of mitt. Oh, that's awesome. That's Polly, of course.
You had to ask.
Yeah, resolve sounds good.
Okay, that's 3.
Okay.
So that represents your 3rd layer is good.
Okay. And then how many do I get for here?
4 for fair.
4 for fair. What's contacting?
Contacting. I know a guy.
Okay, contacting.
This measures your ability to find someone that you need to talk to get information.
And then engineering.
Keeping the plane in the air.
Yep. And resolve sounds good. And resources. He's got enough celebrity that he's got a little bit of cash floating around or something.
There we go. And there's your skill. There's your skill pyramid.
And awesome. Sweet. Okay. Oh yeah. Fate. So yeah. Bam. Boom. 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 Got it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna peek. Okay, I'll let you guys do that. While you're going down the list and picking up things that are your skills, we've assigned traits, which represent character qualities. We're locking in skills, which are things that you're good at doing. And so there's who you are, what do you do? And that's the bulk of it. Every challenge in the game comes down to a basic die roll against a simple system. you say what you're trying to do. We agree on the challenge for that action. And it's going to range then between something that is legendary to have accomplished and something that is terrible to have accomplished. Terrible is the bottom of the layer. 0 is mediocre. So someone who is absolutely mediocre, this is where they would normally land. And then poor and terrible efforts would represent below mediocre. The measurement they use in the book is that someone that is trained in it as a profession lands at average. So your typical airline pilot is of average quality for flying an airplane. Asking Blaze to step in, who has taken his piloting at superb, he's already fair, good, great 5. He's 4 steps above the typical airline pilot.
So this is how the pyramid works. Like your thing at the top is like your best for rolling, and then it's like worse the lower.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, at the top of your list, you get an automatic +5 to your roll.
Got it.
And then everything kind of comes down from there. So the idea there is it's a very simple. It's kind of like in the hobbies. It's like Kids on Bikes. We agree on a difficulty check. You roll your dice. You see how you did against the difficulty, and then we move on. It's a little more meaty, a little more chunky, but I kind of like the chunk in it. I appreciate it for what it is. The Indiana Jones font. That's not on the boards. The boards are still. I keep forgetting to change them from Arial. So, Pond, do you need help picking some skills?
I think I might have them.
Okay.
So my first thought was survival, but next to it says mundane, and that makes me not feel good about that choice, honestly.
Why?
Well, why did they call? I think that survival is an important skill.
Yeah, but it's not magical.
Okay, fine.
That's all that is. It falls
okay.
into that category of mundane skills that people can train in and get good at.
Okay. I was thinking like for the top one, either between survival and might.
Okay.
I feel like she's just kind of like brute force. Yeah.
Cool.
So I might do might for the top one.
Okay.
And then survival under one of the second ones. So it's 2 after that?
Yeah, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
So you can build out a pyramid.
Great. So yeah, I'll do survival and then probably endurance.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
And then under that, or sorry, not endurance, alertness. Take it back.
Yep.
And then endurance under the next one there.
Am I writing these down or are you doing it?
Oh, I sorry, I thought you were doing it because I was looking at the list.
I can do it. I can do it. I got you back. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm geared up.
You're going to do the sticky notes, right?
Yep.
So
okay, so we
Yeah,
started.
I don't know
What'd
how
you
to
start at
make
the top with?
Survival. Or no, sorry, might.
Tell you what, I'll
Change
make
our
the
minds
sticky
many
notes.
times.
You organize them when we're done. Keep going.
I'll organize them. That sounds great. So you got might, you got survival.
Check.
Endurance, alertness, intimidation.
At some point, you're going to probably want fists.
Yes, fists. I will Greybeard pick fists, so I was trying not to overlap too much.
I dodged weapons and took guns on specifically because I figured you would at some point like take weapons and fists because, you know, jungle survival.
Spears, swords.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chairs.
So I'll take weapons too. Then. How many more do I need? There's a lot.
I think you have 3 to go.
3. Oh God. Okay. So yeah, I did fists, intimidation, investigation.
Okay.
And I think that has a heavy influence with Mittens. Like Mittens' curiosity always like inspires White Claw. And then
empathy
is empathy isn't there? Yes, sure.
I just popped over and looked and went, Oh, how did we miss stealth?
And or athletics.
Or athletics.
Oh God.
I'm thinking athletics. It feels like White Claw does not sneak.
That's why I was originally thinking not to have like I feel like in the jungle she can like go basically unseen really well, but like in a like urban environment she stands out so much that I don't think she's gonna sneak anywhere. But she is very quiet because she doesn't have soles on her shoes.
Well, then let's put stealth in there because the reason she sticks out in the urban environment is she's trying to be urban. But if she goes full feral in the urban environment, even there she blends in instinctively.
Like there's a shadow. Woof. Oh, I'll hide behind this because it's a truck. I used to have to hide behind a rock or a vine or a tree,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take that then.
Cool.
Yes.
There's your 10.
Cool.
All you gotta do is put them into a pyramid.
Great.
See? Piece of cake. I'll pick in and check on Molly. Investigation at the top, then mystery, sleight of hand, endurance, burglary, survival, contacting, deceit, stealth, and resources.
I'm trying to figure if I should. So endurance and survival, I feel like I should drop one of these for rapport, but I am not quite sure. I feel like that would be better for a newsie to have than one of those. But I also feel like surviving a plane crash warrants me some survival.
I'm looking at like, did you survive the plane crash because you have skills at surviving in the jungle, or because you're just plumb lucky?
It kind of feels like anything that happens to Mittens is just plumb lucky. So
there you go.
Okay, I will swap that one.
And the other one you might even consider, endurance, that's like under physical stress. Maybe Mittens isn't that tough physically. They're just very lucky.
I don't think that Mittens is very strong. I think they are a very much so like supporting character. Like they are the intel. They are the sneak in and sneak out, but they are not the take a hit person.
Mysteries?
I have that second tier.
Oh, excellent. I missed it.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Mysteries covers things like mesmerizations and crystal balls and opening up that black book with the funny leather cover on it that you had to, Jimmy open the latch on, because who puts latches on books? That's stupid.
Yeah, it looks like that weird map that Charlie Day made with all the string in their little closet. Like
that's awesome. And did you take rapport?
I did, but now I feel like I should swap endurance with something else, but I don't really know. Besides like academics, that's seems like, or maybe, I mean, I don't think.
Contacting.
Got it.
Would be good for a reporter.
That's true.
Also, I would say at this point, don't overthink it.
Yeah. I like the idea of like sleight of hand and or burglary. Like, you just pick things up because you need them, or you know how to pick locks or whatever. Because I got to get the story,
Well, Mittens was fully a like Oliver child, like on the street. Yeah, for sure.
The urchin background.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Urban nomad. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the rest of the stuff we can do as we go. The only thing I would add is, again, the stunts. Sake of time, we're gonna set that part aside and focus entirely on brain fart. As we play through, if you're like, oh, this would be the time for the signature move of, you can declare it right on your character sheet and we move on. The thing about stunts to mention mechanically that they do is they simply add really cool effects when we do this. So when we are dealing with a skill, it's a very specialized use of that skill would be a stunt. So for example, we'll take investigation, which I will find more easily if I pop over here. Let's see here. Get down to the stunts section. See stunts. Yep, there they are. Stunts. So under investigation, there's a whole bunch of possible stunts. Takes normal investigation length. Take it all in. That's alertness. That's art. Hang on, let me find a stupid rule book. It's a long rule book. There it is. Scene of the crime. Strong visual memory. Eye for detail. Your character's visual memory is so strong that they can revisit any place they've been to. Uncanny hunch. Make a guess. And then the GM will tell you if it's valid or not. No, sorry. The GM will accept it as valid no matter what. And the way it's designed, you're supposed to also have one investigation stunt and one empathy stunt, which if that happens, we can deal with it. But yeah, that's an example of using it. And there's a ton of these in there. We could spend months in the weeds of this list. We don't have to. If you get to a moment where you're like, hey, this feels like a great place for this to kick in, kick it in. And then we can write down that you did it. Quick eye, picking up things quickly. Noticing impossible details. So, all kinds of good stuff like that. That is that. We ready to begin?
Yep.
Uh-huh. I'm basically going to treat this like Kids on Bikes, where I'm going to say something and you tell me if it's good or not.
And then you roll the dice. And
Anything you
stuff
say
happens.
is good, Molly. That is the rule of this.
Amazing.
What? Okay. I say this with no loss of affection. That applies to everyone at the table. Sorry. But yeah, no, this is true. Unbridled Molly is the best Molly. This is, I look at this as just a really chonky version of Kids on Bikes because it's meant to be open and we run with it. So I will be fully in yes and mode. So, having had all of these interesting explorations together, the three of you have signed on with what has been called, through all of these adventures, you have been taken under the watchful eye of the Century Club, an organization of like-minded individuals that are on a constant quest for the betterment of the world and society, that are pledged to fight evil in all of its forms, to thwart criminal organizations, and to support freedom and democracy the world around, which sometimes means working at odds against the most interesting of people. There's no such thing as over the top. Yes. Yes, there is no over the top in pulp. Absolutely none. Part of that commitment is that the three of you were tasked specifically to recover an artifact from the lost ruins of Fribicor. What once a city in France under which there are ancient catacombs. And so the camera opens with the three of you working your way down a narrow passageway, lit only by the dull yellow glow of the lanterns you have brought with you. On either side of the walls are ancient carvings from thousands, perhaps, years ago. Once upon a time, the dead were interred here, it is said. Possibly even lost artifacts of the modern era, because what better place to hide it than a ruins known to all as being both ancient and haunted? Would anyone like to add to the scene?
I mean, there's got to be like columns of skulls, right? It's like every so often a real skull is embedded into the catacombs.
Oh, yeah. Yes. No and. Yes. Yes. And periodically you'll even pass entire, carve-outs where a skeleton is laid and has been almost to the point where at one point Mittens goes up on their toes to look into one and pokes it, and the whole thing just goes poof, into dust. Followed quickly perhaps by a, ooh, don't touch that.
So I would assume that I had done some research before this on like any lore or known things about this catacomb before we went into it. Like traps or people coming down here.
Okay. Which one? The history, or are other people interested in the ruins?
Ooh, if other people are interested, I'm a newsie. I gotta know if this is worth something.
Fair. So you're thinking that's oh, dear God.
It's an investigation roll, Rob. You didn't see me put that at the top? Come on, you know who's at the table. You know who's at the table, though. Can I roll investigation, perhaps?
Yes. So, an excellent opportunity to talk about how dice rolls work. You take your 4 dice, you roll them. Separate the 1s and 2s, the 3s and 4s, and the 5s and 6s.
Okay. Oh, great rolls. Okay. I got a 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. So 1s and 2s are negative 1s. 3s and 4s are 0s. 5 and 6s are plus 1s. So if you have 3, 4, 5, 6, you have 2 pluses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a plus 2.
Okay.
On top of investigation, which for you, Miss, I put that at the top of my ladder, already starts at superb. So superb plus 2 would put you at superb plus 2, epic. An epic investigation prior to this. I'm going to write something down, as it would be more dramatic for you to recall this at this moment.
Oh boy. Which chat are you sending it in?
Zoom.
Okay.
Whilst Rob's typing, I in my mind's eye, I see that White Claw is like probably a head taller than Blaze, and then Blaze is like just a little wider, maybe. Even though she's like all muscles, maybe Blaze is at the point where he's got a bit of a paunch, and and stuff, and like a huge mustache kind of thing, and then of course whip you got the newsie being very small. So
I also have my little camera going for sure. But I will turn to you guys, I guess. Oi, chaps, we better get going because I know that there are some Nazi Zeppelins due to dock just about an hour behind us. I think we've been here for about 45 minutes already, so we should probably, pip pop, cheerio, get down there and get out, right? I hate that I chose this accent. I hate it.
I'm so happy.
Yep, me too. All right, then. I mean, well, we can only go as fast as we can see.
Right, we'll get a pip in your step and let's get it going, governor.
And that's when Blaze feels a hand on his shoulder start to push him forward.
All right. Is it one of my companions?
Well, that's the funny part, is that White Claw is in front of you, and Mittens is in front of her with the camera.
Could you pan slowly to look at what's grabbing you?
Yeah. I will indeed, whip around and maybe go for one of my 45s.
As you do, the camera zooms in on the desiccated face of an ancient corpse whose jaw drops straight down as it roars at you.
Oh, yeah. Guns time.
They surge forward. What's everyone doing as the zombies are presenting a significant danger?
I totally roar back. Way mightier, by the way, than their roar.
Are there any... We are in a catacomb of some type. Is there any type of, I don't know, writing on the wall or like markings or... Is there something I can use mysteries to have, like... Do we know how to kill a zombie, basically?
Lots of bullets.
Yeah, true.
and definitely like backing up down the hall.
Okay, you know what? Okay, so Mittens is going to start scouring along the writings to find some kind of message, some like magic word that might solve this particular problem that you're in. We've got Blaze is blazing away with double barrel, just blasting like crazy, and White Claw is going to intimidate the zombies back.
Hell yeah. Also, with the lantern that I have in my hand, I want to throw it at them because fire is still kind of spooky. And conk it right in the head. But I am very close to Mittens. Like, my back is basically like at them, being like, you can find this, because she talks with a British accent too, because someone taught her how to talk.
Nice. Oh.
That works. Let me set
With
this
me
up.
two best friends, anything's possible.
No boy. There's that. I'm trying to think what skill we're using for that particular attempt.
With the lantern?
No, that one's not so hard. But that one I'm pretty good on. It's the... Oh, there's my skill list. I think this is going to be an academic. Yeah, we'll do mysteries. You said you wanted to use mysteries. We're using mysteries. I can live with that.
Does this mean I use 3 dice instead of 4?
Nope, you always use 4.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's kind of the other neat thing is it's always 4 dice.
Sweet.
Resolve combat. That's what I'm looking for. So they have looking. These are kind of minions. So they'll say, yeah, they'll be 2 each. We'll put 4 of them in that hallway. Okay. So, let's see. It's close combat. You're fighting in a very tight space. I feel like in this moment, it is going to be a... Come on, find the page you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Well, it's going to be your skills. I just have to figure out what the base is. So go ahead and roll and give me how high up on the pyramid you ended up. Or I should say on the skill ladder. And we'll go from there. So you start with your skill, and then you count up based on how many additional successes or failures you rolled.
Yes, I got a 1, 2 2s, and a 5.
1, 2, 2, 5. So that's 3 minuses and a +1. So it's -2 from your mysteries. And your mysteries starts at what?
Second level.
So epic. You did superb.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. But you were trying to find a command word to shut down zombies.
No, just like anything about them. Like, I don't know. Is there a button? Is there something here? Is there a...
Fair enough.
A way to close a gate, a way to get away, something.
Yeah. You can keep going deeper into the catacombs.
I mean, yeah.
That's an option, but as of now, you're not quite able to like stop the zombies from pursuing you further, which was a neat idea. Graybeard, how did we do on our attack roll with our guns?
Oh, it's a target-rich environment. It's just, it's all. At some point, I've got a couple ideas for stunts, but so. Oh, 2 6s. 2 6s, a 4, and a 2. So
+2.
2, 0. The 2 is a -1, so just +1, and guns is second tier down.
So your top started at superb, and you have a +2. You said.
No, I had +1.
+1, so fantastic. Yeah, so this has to be at least a good effort. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The first skeleton just explodes, or zombie explodes into piles of dust as the other 3 surge in. Pond, I need to see a roll on the White Claw's chucking of that lantern. It's a weapons attack.
Okie dokie. So I have a 5, a 6, and then a 3 and a 2. So -1, +2, then stay at 0.
Right. So it'll be a +1.
Right.
And weapons we set at.
Weapons is
down,
at
so
the
that's a fair.
average. Oh, fair.
Fair. So +1 to that is good. Boom. That relieves 2 zombies chasing you at the moment. And one of them starts to grabs onto Blaze and starts to wrestle him down towards the ground. Mittens can continue to look for some kind of a word of advice or a trick to get through the moment.
Or even
you
just
can change
like
it up.
a secret, maybe like a secret passage in the catacombs, like a way for us to get further, or maybe a way, or like shut them off from us.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know what that would be besides like the same.
I'm going to give you that one for free.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, good news. You start the game off with a certain number of fate points. Seems like a good time to mention those. I believe the number is 5. Yep, you start with 5. So make a note somewhere you had 5. Molly, Mittens has 6.
Oh?
I'm giving you 1.
Yay!
As Mittens calls out, I think I found something, grabs a skull that's been carved in, twists it, and pushes it inwards. And then you hear the crack. And you look as this massive stone wall begins to descend rapidly between White Claw and Blaze.
Oh!
I just want to grab Blaze real quick.
Real quick.
Because I'm alert.
You're alert.
I'm so alert.
You're so
and you
alert.
are mighty.
Exactly.
Are you that
I'm
alert?
strong. Yeah. Do you want me
Okay.
to roll for it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a straight 0 because I got a 6, a 2, and 2 3s. So and then my alert is my second tier. So it's great still.
Yeah, actually, things to help myself as I remember how this all works. Great. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I need that. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm starting to remember. Superb. Not superb. Gosh, Osterman. Lantern, you actually you were a teacher for 25 years. Gosh darn it.
You stopped now and it's all going out the window.
No kidding. You retire for a week and you forget everything.
Well, I've been a dyslexic my whole life, so
Fair. Okay. So you had you have a straight great. Is what I'm hearing. Perfect. You reach through and yoink him through with the zombie he's attached to. Blaze, what's happening?
Since I've been yoinked and I brought the zombie with, I guess as I'm flying through the air, I want to give it like a punch and a kick so it lands under the wall as it descends.
Okay. Give me a fists.
All right.
Is this zombie wearing pants?
Yes.
Can I try to sleight of hand something out of its pocket?
All right, so I got +2,
sure,
-1, so +1, and fists is in the 3rd row.
Yeah, I'm adding this on now to help us all kind of remember. It starts at superb and it goes down. Yes, and yes. So superb, great. Good.
Oh, you're actually adding it. Oh, you're the best.
I am. Well, this also sets me up for tomorrow night now, because now I know that I really should pre-make character sheets to fill in. Now that I've done this a couple times, I'm getting a feel. No, fair. Then average would be below that.
Oh, fair. Okay, and then average.
And then fair. We didn't do average.
All right.
Keeping life simple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And anything you're not trained in is mediocre. Okay. So Molly, tell me about your you're trying to did you make a roll to pick this thing's pocket?
I'm muted. I got a +1 to great because it's in my great category.
So that's superb.
Yeah, it's superb. I got sticky little fingers, I do.
You absolutely do. You yoink as the wall comes down, and it's one of those where it's like your hand comes out and the wall grazes your knuckles. Ooh, shiny.
What is it?
It's a coin.
Ooh.
And based on the efforts, that definitely is enough. There you go. Graybeard's got a little bit of everything lying around.
I reckon we could get a lot of ice cream with this White Claw.
Oh, that's that good.
I'm sorry. I'm ridiculous.
No, I love it, but I'm also trying to be like, probably not. I don't have the best grammar, so I'm like trying to like double think through this.
Which the cutoff was great. You were like, good. That was awesome.
I feel like this was taught pretty early on. Oh, there's a wild moose behind you.
Oh.
He made it. He got up the steps. Quite the accomplishment. I respect it. You take a moment to breathe, as you're now down to one lantern. And you hear voices echoing down the catacombs, in particular in German.
I think that's the Hun I hear.
I reckon we better crack on. Are these British words?
In this universe, they are.
I'm an alternate British person.
There's Zeppelins, so we know it's an AU, you know.
White Claw's just gonna go on ahead.
Just charge.
Yeah, she doesn't even have a lantern, but I feel like she's okay in the dark. Confident at the very least. It's because she's not wearing shoes. She can feel what's going on.
I fully think I am a backpack around you if you start running. Yeah.
It's just like...
Wait, didn't we already do this once with a baby Bjorn and a gnome?
I have a character type, okay? I'm finding this out with you, okay?
And Blaze is like, always with the running. If God had wanted me to run, he wouldn't have given me a plane.
As you come around a corner, you can see that the chamber ahead is well lit. And you hear the dull hum of several small generators. Are we charging in or are we sneaking up?
Hold up. And maybe we should look at this a little closer first. Do we hear like people in there, or is it just the hums of...
Oh yeah, you hear voices.
They sound German?
They do sound German.
I want to say, like, you know, you're like, hold up, and Blaze goes, what? And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
you reach
for sure.
up and like,
Oh, I'm still on White Claw's shoulder, so it's just like a reach over.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Yeah. It's a bit of a sticky wicket, isn't it? So, I'm trying my best here,
awesome.
Lantern.
Like I
I'm
said,
trying.
it is.
What you're doing is you're meaning that I have to sit down this weekend and rewatch this entire night just to
No,
create a Molly super clip of British colloquialisms.
Yeah, it is.
This is so bad.
Six minutes of just Mary Poppins like craziness.
Oh God. I am so sorry. Any European viewers, I'm so sorry.
I play in a game with a bunch of people from England, and I'm like, I'm the American who came to the school here because there's no way I'm doing an English accent with you guys.
Is there... So you said it's just a big chamber with a generator in it, or bunch?
As you get around and you get close enough to see, There are several floodlights that have been set up, each attached to a small generator that's running to power the light to illuminate the space.
But these generators have to be powering something other than a light, right?
No.
Can I sneak in and get a closer look to see?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will sneak as well.
I would love everyone to. This should be a good effort, I would say, right?
Yeah. My stealth isn't good, so.
Yeah, I think good is.
Good effort.
Doesn't sneak.
Blaze waits in the back.
Yeah, kinda.
What if we said like average effort?
You could burn a fate point.
I got +2, so I got superb on stealth.
Okay, I got -3 and then +1, so a -2 total. So yeah, I'll just use a fate point. At least get us to fair to help balance.
Okay. No problem.
Blaze is just reloading guns. Because he doesn't do the sneak.
He
well
can already tell
at
something
all.
bad's going to happen. As the two creep around the corner, he's like, yeah, no.
That's what happens. I hear the gun click and I get startled because I think something's behind me because I thought the plan was for us to all be quiet. I'm like, bollocks. And
Yes.
As you approach, you hear as you see, there's several Germans in gray uniforms standing about, and one is holding what looks like a blade that is wrapped up in oilcloths. And inexplicably, in front of the camera, he says, "And with that, Herr Doctor, your services are no longer required." He levels a pistol and fires a shot. And a woman falls back, slumps up against the wall, and nobody else flinches as he turns to the rest of his men and orders them out the doors.
the doors we came through?
Nope, a different entrance.
Okay.
So the room is empty. We're in an empty room.
It will
with
be in a few moments. Although, as you're getting ready to leave... No, this is not Gets on Bikes. But don't worry. It's still pulpy. Fear not. It's still pulpy. As they're starting to march out, if you do nothing else, one of the last of the Germans will look over his shoulder and go, "Achtung!" and he'll point at White Claw. I know that word in German.
I'm just gonna be very still.
I don't, but if he points at White Claw, I'm gonna pop up with a and just I'm gonna try to deceit here, but I'm gonna go, I haven't seen you in a donkey's years, mate. How you doing? How's it going? Oh, how's the missus? Oh, love to catch up with you.
Okay, hang on.
Yep. Donkey's years means a long time, by the way. I have a thing of British slang pulled up now. This is what's happening.
I just want to understand that your intention is to convince random German soldier number 5.
Yeah, that I know him.
That you know him.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That is what I am attempting to do. Yes, and.
This also now falls into the second catchphrase of all good adventures in general. You're always welcome to try.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Also, in that moment, I realized I actually really need these things. Because it's late enough. I looked over at my monitor and I couldn't read half the words on it. Because I'm too tired to squint.
Okay, well, that's not great. Well,
You
okay,
need
so
at least a great for what you're trying to pull off.
I got a good.
You got a good. You can burn a fate point.
I'll burn a fate point.
Burn a fate point.
I'll burn a fate point.
Push it up to great.
Yeah.
Do you want to push it to... No, I won't do that. I don't want you to burn all your fate points here. That would be
We
bad.
could use more than one fate point.
Actually, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked that far through the rules yet.
Okay. I would have totally burned 2 to be good at stealth.
Can you use multiple fate points? Things to look up before tomorrow. Oh, and character sheets.
We lost Molly.
There seems to be some local color happening. We'll let that happen. But here's the bigger question. While we're waiting for Molly to come back, and I got just you two. Are we having fun?
Oh, yeah.
Are we over the initial shock that this rulebook is 450 pages?
I'll never be over that shock.
It was great. As soon as I saw fate in the scroll line, I'm like, we got this.
Well, that's funny. Is he agreed that the full disclosure, I received a free copy of the rulebook as part of the agreement to run this game, start running this game on startplaying.com, which you're always welcome to join me for. And if you're hanging out in chat, there's a link to get to all the games I have scheduled. And again, we're playing this tomorrow night. And the good news is we didn't get nearly as far with the story as I had hoped. So I'm going to keep working on streamlining character creation so that we have more time to actually play. So Molly's back. We're all good?
Yeah, sorry, Moose got something he wasn't supposed to have.
That happens. We do not mind. So we settled on you did have a great success, right? And in that moment, the guard kind of like acts like he recognizes you. And starts going on about the wife and the kids and how you're doing. And you hear the voice coming down the hall of hurry it up. We are going to miss the Zeppelin. Move seine Heini.
Oh, mate, what, which Zeppelin are we talking about here?
We really can't talk. Need to be. It was good to see.
But any information you can give would be great.
It better I not say that I saw you.
All right.
And there's a moment you're like, yeah, you know what? Between all the possible outcomes, as he re-slings what looks like some kind of a Tommy gun, of all the possible outcomes, perhaps pretending he didn't see you is for the best. And they kind of continue to hustle out unless someone wants to stop him.
I'd like to give a look over to Mittens, being like, should I stop him? Now that he's kind of like, do you want me to? Do you want the information? There's a look that is very specific.
The eyebrow conversation.
Yeah.
I reckon if you stop him, they're all gonna come back. So it's up to you. But I might not.
The phrase you're looking for is "go pear-shaped."
It might go pear-shaped. So. What accent is this now? This is not British.
You're getting into Australian.
Yeah, I truly did. This is a mess.
The good news is I'm not even going to try Irish while we're sitting here because I'm just going to stumble into bad British.
Yeah.
Goes
I
to a
will
little
not
bit of
stop
Kiwi.
Oh no!
Yeah, and as you don't stop him, Blaze like jumps around the corner. It's like, aha!
Oh God!
Oh, where'd they go?
There is still a sound coming from the woman's body where it rests against one of the walls.
Oh, I'll go check that out. Also, kind of looking for the pear that was mentioned to eat.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
I do think I will be filming as we go up to this poor shot doctor.
So she's not dead.
She's not.
Can I use my survival skills? And I feel like I have maybe medicinal herbs in a pouch to kind of chew on and put on a wound, depending on where she's shot.
Okay. You chew them really good. You can see that there's a burn spot in her uniform blouse, and you can. There's a shocking lack of blood, though. You're still slapping on those herbs?
Well, I what's up with that?
You get
Like
down
if
to
I'm
look.
looking at the wound. Yeah.
Give me a. This is going to take a fantastic result, but if you can hit me with a fantastic alert, that would be cool.
Oh, alert? Okay.
Yes.
What's fantastic?
One above superb.
Okay. Okay. We got this. So I have
I don't even remember what your alert is at. Great.
my alert is at great. So I have a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. So I
+2.
I have it.
As you lean down, you watch as a small Mauser pistol is coming up from her hip as you lean down. And you have time to catch her wrist in your hand as her eyes flare open and she tries to pull it up to point it at you.
Friend. That's a horrible accent.
I like frond.
Frond.
Nervous. Anyway, I'm just saying it very, very nicely. And I take her wrist and try and take the gun.
She looks somewhat more concerned now. And she kind of waits for you to say something.
It's all right.
Mom, I'm absolutely gobsmacked that you're alive right now. You were in a bit of situation before, and this is just.
You are not with the commandant?
No.
Oh. Well, thank you for the attempted assist. We do not have time for this. They're getting away with the blade of Joan of Arc.
That's what we're here for, right?
It is.
Oh. Well, we should have stopped them all. We should have done the thing you said. We should have stopped them all.
So White Claw is immediately going to slap some herbs on her wound, just a little aggressively, like a little band-aid, and then proceed to yell down that hallway. Just gonna roar again, actually. Just gonna get some attention.
The mighty roar of White Claw.
Yep.
Mighty roar of White Claw. Is there an aspect you're evoking when you do that?
No.
Okay.
Is there? There could be.
I don't know. The Mama Bear kind of kicked in.
Mama Bear.
You could have probably, if you were making a medicine check, that would have probably kicked in there at that point.
Yeah, but now I'm kind of like, okay, we got to band-aid you up, and I guess we have to deal with these assholes now.
She pops the first 2 buttons off her blouse and pulls out this thick iron buckler and throws it to the side. You can see this dent in it where there's a bullet embedded. And she quickly cinches it back up again. She stands up and smooths off her uniform.
Blimey.
Well placed.
The commandant was not to be trusted.
Oh, Blaze, they did say something about a Zeppelin. I reckon you'd be able to fly one of them, wouldn't you?
Well, if it's in the air, on the water, or on land, of course.
I reckon we better get you to that Zeppelin then, mate.
Let's go get Jerry.
Every word that comes out of my mouth feels like it's someone else talking.
That's great. Oh, that's so
good, though.
This is my project for Friday now, though.
Please, no, please.
We'll have to make with the running and stuff again. Can you stand and come with us?
She quickly stands up. Yeah, we should go quickly.
Lump, 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 lump.
I
Then let's
scoop
crack
Mittens
on.
up.
Yes.
As Mittens is saying, crack on. Like that's the.
Yep.
You start to book it down the hallway, and as you round several corners and jog up a flight of stairs, you can spot out in the distance the daylight of the clearing next to the ruins, and you can hear the roar of the engines of the Zeppelin.
Was my roar louder when I did roar? Just asking.
Yes, your roar was louder.
Good.
At the time. You burst out into the light to the sound of the repeating cracks of machine guns.
What the hell?
Are they firing at us already?
Well, you did roar to announce your approach.
Oh.
I was trying to get them to come back. You know.
The doctor ducks down behind one of the stone and takes cover. What's everyone else doing in that moment?
How far away are we from
Call
the
it 100
Zeppelin?
yards.
What is it?
Call it 100 yards. Relatively open ground.
Okay.
Is there any scrap metal or anything?
Sure.
All right. I'd like to take some scrap metal, and I would like to intimidate these Nazis by holding it like a shield and just continuing on forward. We want cheesy. I'm going for it.
Okay, so you're going to just jump out there with a big piece of metal that you found off to the side and just kind of start to push towards it despite the pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
It's pulp.
It's pulp.
Yeah, it is pulp.
It is pulp. That is going to fall to be a... That's a good question. What is that going to fall under? I'm thinking that is going to be a superb. Either might. Let's call it might.
Okay.
You think superb would do it?
Yeah. So I have I'll burn a fate point because I have a 5, a 4, a 2, and a 1. So if I do a fate, it'll keep it at superb.
Ah. Oh, that's right. You have might at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing here?
Thought you were doing that to help me out.
No. My job is to make the story interesting. The story is way more interesting when you fail.
Well, you told me about fate points. So.
That's true. That is true. Okay, so White Claw starts to work her way across the field as the Zeppelin starts to lift off. And she's making decent progress despite the fact that she now has 2 of the machine gun mounts pointed straight at her. And they're just pounding into this piece of sheet metal she's got up.
Can I declare a stunt?
Sure.
All right. I want to call it like something like shoot the proboscis off a mosquito. Where the old pulp like able to shoot the gun out of someone's hand kind of thing.
Yep.
That's what I want to do. I want to be able to actually aim instead of just firing like he usually does, and like pang, get the machine gun to tip or scare the guy away from the machine gun or whatever. Take out one of the machine guns.
Okay. Let's see. Long shot on the run, stay on target, trick shot. Draw lightning hands. That's all firepower based. So it looks like this would be a trick shot.
All right.
Is what it would fall under for your thing. So you get a +2 roll.
Okay.
To make this trick shot. We are what exactly are you shooting? So we can assign a challenge to it.
The machine gun itself. You know, like I said, instead of just blazing away, he actually aims and he's just trying to hit the machine gun. So something happens. So it takes one of them out. Not the guy shooting it, but the machine gun itself, because that's more pulpy.
So the machine gun kind of spins off to the side and jams because a bullet that goes into the side of it.
Right.
That's a
Something like
fantastic shot.
All right. I got it comes to 0, and guns is at great. So fate point to superb,
and we'll split the difference.
All right.
It's
All
too
right.
dramatic not to at this point, right?
All right. Vacuum. You know.
Am I still being cradled by White Claw? I assume I am.
That's an excellent question.
I thought you were backpack Yoda style.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna look to White Claw and just be like, "Oi, love, you think you can lob me up there?" And I'm gonna point to the Zeppelin. Can you give me a good throw up onto the Zeppelin if it's taking off?
You betcha.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we should declare this as a stunt.
Sure, I just don't know what stunts are, so absolutely it's a stunt.
The cannonball special, but in this
Yes.
case, it's
This is the Gimli
alley-oop?
special
There
for
it
sure.
is. There it is.
Yeah. What did we decide? Is it mine or was what Molly said? We talked at the same time.
Oh.
What did Molly say?
Oh, I said it was the Gimli special. Yeah, I don't think it's mine.
When was Lord of the Rings written?
40. Hobbit was 40 something. So.
Technically, we couldn't call it that then.
Nuts.
But oh my god, I've forgotten your character's name. Mittens.
Mittens.
It's the Mitten Ball special.
Yes, yes.
Wow. I don't even think there's anything even in here to call it as a
It's
stunt
like
for
we're
this.
playing cricket. Remember, I showed you that game. It's not confusing at all.
No, I followed along perfectly.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to treat this as an athletics check. And looking at the various things on here, I'm going to call it, if you want to declare it as the alley-oop or the give them a boost or whatever you want to declare this as one of your stunts, there it is. White Claw is used to, like, hucking people up. And that'll give you a +2 to your roll. And to get onto the Zeppelin as it's lifting away, we'll call it a simple superb feat.
Okay. And I have a +2 to this?
Well, that would be technically White Claw's roll.
Oh, okay.
She's the one hucking you up there.
Got it.
Okay, sorry. I was organizing my dice for a second. Also, I realized you guys probably heard that because I forgot to mute myself.
What did we hear?
Just dice clacking around.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Didn't hear
Oh, great. I love it.
I thought you were trash talking or something.
No.
Okay.
So it's an athletics check?
I feel like it's athletics.
Okay, with a +2.
Right.
I don't have athletics.
Oh.
Because we decided against that.
Oh.
Or stealth instead. So
Got
what
it.
does that mean?
Okay. So you roll, and you start at mediocre.
Where's mediocre? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask that. No, this was a good roll. 5, 5, 5, 4.
Wow.
+3. +2.
+2 is a +5, which means starting there. That is a superb result. So
I knew she would, Miffit.
You're mediocre in
Anything for
athletic
you.
events, except when you have to throw people. Then you're at a base fair. So your stunt actually acts like a certain level of training in that one aspect. Not aspect, because we already use that word. Portion of that skill. It makes sense in my brain. And with
We'll
that,
take it.
Floop, Mittens flies up onto the under structure of the Zeppelin and has a chance to cling on to the railing that the various troopers can walk. And as she's clinging there, they can look, and there's one coming right at you. With that easy effort to just pound on those fingers and send you falling, which wouldn't be so bad, except the Zeppelin is rapidly rising.
Can I stealth my way somewhere else? Is there a hatch? Can I stealth my way to a hatch of some sort? I don't know what the bottom of a Zeppelin looks like. Look at me.
Does anybody watch? Am I the only one who's seen Last Crusade?
Imagine a train car, right?
Okay.
Yes.
A train car with rotary, big, spinny, bladey engines at one end, and
Right.
a catwalk around it.
Hanging from a giant, long balloon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a
Well,
blimp.
then can I just scurry up?
I like the stealth.
Okay.
You're just gonna like hand over hand bar your way out of sight and
Yeah.
plunk. And since I would say it's up to you to notice it, but I'll just nudge you. Is there anything on your character sheet that might be relevant to this?
Burglary? I don't know.
I'm thinking unassuming.
Oh, yes. I'm very unassuming. I'm the most unassumed.
It kind of feels like it could fit. That being
Okay.
overlooked.
Yeah, yes, of course. I am just
If
part
it's
of the backdrop.
If it's an aspect, it's a +1.
Sweet. Okay.
So that's a stealth, which is a base good, +1, and then whatever you roll.
Okay.
I think we're looking for superb as you are hanging here.
Ooh, 2 6s right off the bat, and then a 3, and then a 1. So
a +1.
+1.
So good, +1 from your trait or aspect, +1 from your die roll. You're at superb.
Yes.
Woohoo! And the guard kind of runs over, looks down. He doesn't see you. He swears in German, and then we see you're hanging by the backs of your knees off a different stretch of the railing in a different part. He runs towards the front, and you can go jogging towards the back,
Right.
and throw a rope over so everyone
Yes.
can climb up.
That is exactly what I wanted to do.
Which works out perfect. The rope swoop, shoots down towards the ground. Everyone can rush up. You can grab on. The doctor is probably the second to last because I kind of imagine that, well, as you guys run towards it, who's up first between the three on the ground?
So not Blaze, because no man left behind. So he's making sure that they get there, and he'll wing it, as it were.
Add a fate point to your pool.
It's literally the most important that Blaze gets up here.
I know, but I have to follow the
No,
thing.
I know, but I feel like that is what Mittens would be yelling.
As they say in the rule book, I'll tag that aspect and tell you have to be the last one up.
Perfect.
So is it the doctor or White Claw?
Probably because I'll play into an aspect too, because Mittens is up there. White Claw's going for it, doing Mama Bear, like, can't leave her alone for too long. Yes, I chucked her up there, but I'll be close behind.
And there's that something to prove part.
Yeah.
Has to be the first up the rope.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. The doctor
It's so
grabs
good at
on,
climbing ropes.
and she starts to kind of shimmy up slowly. And unfortunately, by the time that Blaze grabs on, there's just that last bit of rope. So he can't even get his legs onto it. He's just holding on by his arms. And the Zeppelin starts to lift off. And I'd love Blaze to give me an athletics check to not lose his grip on the rope.
Well, damn it, I don't have one.
You only gotta make it to good.
All right. Well, so I'm starting at nothing, right? Because
Yep,
I
starting at
don't have the
mediocre.
skill. All right. Oh, damn it. Okay, so a 5 and a 6, and a 1 and a 2. So 0.
A fate point will put you at average.
Yeah, I actually, can I go 2 fate points?
Is it possible for us to burn a fate
What would
point
you like to
to
do?
assist?
How?
Yeah, I'll take, I'll spend the 2 fate
We
points.
said earlier it's only 1, so I want to hear how they're going to
Oh.
assist.
Oh, I was
okay.
gonna say, can I assist in some way of like I see him slipping, so can I throw like I'm already up and everyone else is climbing up? Can I like throw him another line that's like low or like something else tied to it, like something for him to grab onto so that he can like swing, but he'll be on the like far end now, like he's gonna Tarzan his way to like the other end.
Grab this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Roll me. What do you think would be appropriate?
I mean, I want to say sleight of hand,
Yes, you do.
but I don't know what it would really be. So, resources? I'm
That's
using
cash.
the things. Oh, okay.
I think you're just rolling it straight up.
Okay.
Just give me a straight. None of them seem highly applicable to this moment.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have an aspect that would apply though?
Oh, would first no, that wouldn't do anything.
Team player.
Team player. I'm a team player.
That means you follow the coach, though, we said, remember? Oh. Graybeard, is there anything Blaze might do as he's losing his grip? With that team player that always has it in when the coach tells her what to do?
I rolled really well.
Avoid the character sheet for a second.
Avoid the character sheet?
Yeah, just think for a second.
Oh, yeah. Mittens, right there, that line. You know, like
Right, Chief. Yeah.
engineering or something. You know,
There you go.
he sees a wire cable or something that
You got it, boss. And I got 3 5s and a 3. So
Plus
that's
the one from the aspect.
yes. So that is 4 added to a regular roll.
So mediocre puts it at 1, 2, 3, 4. Great.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Math.
He grabs onto the second line and swings across and actually goes all the way up and onto a lower balcony. And you have time as you all look out and you're like, all right, good, we can take this. You all start to converge up towards the control cabin. Fists fly. Multiple Nazis fall over the edges as they're thrown out by various people. He seizes controls. Blaze grabs onto the controls and begins to push it to the ground, and you look out and you spot the tail fins of a second Zeppelin making its way off into the distance. Followed by to be continued. I didn't think you were going to get on the Zeppelin.
Oh, I thought this was a one shot. I was like, we are so behind. Like,
yep.
What do you mean? It's fine. It worked out perfectly. Did you have fun?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is officially the dumbest character. Wait, no, the NPC I did in the Sugar Plum Fairy was the dumbest character I've ever done.
That was so good, though. Oh, the little doll.
That ate food out of her mouth. Yeah.
Well, Polly, I feel bad that we left you wanting more, but that's part of the fun. And besides, a good pulp story never ends, and I think if we go any further, we're going to lose Pond. So we do need to wrap up. And it was fun. I learned so much about the system tonight. I am eternally grateful to these 3 individuals for letting me use them as guinea pigs to continue to explore this game. It's becoming one of my favorites. Oddly enough, I love Kids on Bikes a lot, but I might run more of this because I really I like the feel, the vibe, and I don't know, it feels like it kind of hits that, it checks my boxes in a lot of good ways. So around the table, what were the highlights tonight? So we'll do the who are you, who were you, who are you, where do we find you, and what was your star moment tonight? It can be part of the character creation or a little gameplay that we got to. I'm open to either. Graybeard, we're going to start this round with you.
All right. Well, I'm Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern, and you can find me at Graybeard Tavern, all the social medias and whatnot. A lot of Starma I wish we had, but I'll do an outro instead. So it'll be stay tuned next time where we'll find out whether Mittens gets the scoop, whether White Claw. What is White Claw? What can we have for her epilogue? Whether White Claw gets to wield the sword of Joan of Arc, and
I was gonna say whether White Claw gets her ice cream.
nice. Whether White Claw gets her ice cream, and whether Blaze ends up with the doctor. Bum bum bum. There, that's my outro. Grabbing a big piece of metal to protect yourself was awesome. The twisting the skeleton was great. I love this kind of pulp garbage, and it's just it's so good. That's it for me.
Beer and pretzels at the finest.
Mm-hmm.
Pond?
Hi everyone, I'm That Other Pond. You can find me at That Other Pond here on Twitch. And I got to play the lovely White Claw. Best name ever. I'd say my star of the night. I love character creation personally, and I also love getting to be the honor of having the chance to be Molly's character's roommate. Because I feel like there needs to be the little bit of muscle for always a little nerd, and I love that was a great moment for me. So, and just picturing them in their little closet.
Got it. And Molly?
Hi everybody, I'm Barely Molly. You can find me more on Twitter than you can on Twitch these days, posting artwork. But a star for me of the night, character creation was great. I'm also very not familiar with this genre of superheroes, so this felt like fun because it was like, oh, I don't know if I'm making a character that fits into this. And it's like, no, you are. And it's like, oh, good. Yeah, that's great. And finding out more about the genre was really fun. This is a very cool way to build a character. So, our little group, the finding out our backstory of I feel like we did have one big story that brought us all together. And that was super fun. The pilot, the plane crash, the survivors. It was great. It was beautiful. I loved it.
That's awesome. Yes, indeed, Polymorph. BioShock is another good example of this pulpy technology level. Call of Cthulhu fits in the same category. I know I'm going to do right by mine. I'm going to be rewatching at least Raiders of the Lost Ark this weekend with the kids. Because
steampunk, Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Sky Captain.
Dude. There's
that movie's so pulpy.
Even Sucker Punch to a little bit of an extent.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah. My name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. I got to be the director tonight. And it was a lot of fun to do this. A big thank you to Other Doc. If you did not follow them when they rated in, you should click it now and grab that follow to give them the thanks for bringing their people over here, because it was a lot of fun. And their timing was... I will be back tomorrow morning. I am currently on summer vacation, so I am streaming every morning that I can from 8 until 11. We are playing all kinds of fun games as we enjoy our coffee to kick our day off. And my next game stream is scheduled to be perhaps Saturday afternoon. I'm still confirming the kids don't have another commitment when we return to the Bitter Victory. And if we don't, then it will, oddly enough, be next Wednesday when we return to, hopefully, Kids on Brooms. Unless we are again short someone, and then we will have to find out more of what happens to these amazing characters. Maybe we'll do a quick add someone in, depending on the availability for the evening. But But thank you all for being here. We need to send you all somewhere. If you came in with other doc, you know the ride. Let's see who I know that's currently on. Get anyone that wants to redeem Guide the Raid or play the card from the Streamloots pack a chance to do so, as one does. And based on who I see currently up and going, I think, looking. I think what we're going to do is pop in on, yes, let's do that. We're going to pop in on Thanks Internet. She's a lot of fun. She's like right at the borderline of partner. So she's making a final push for it. And so let's give her some love and some attention. She's playing Fortnite. She's an amazing content creator and gamer and a lot of fun. And let's see, this is why we have cats. All of their toots are contained. So thanks for coming by tonight, folks. It was good to have you. We appreciate you. Until the next time we all get together, remember, punch a Nazi.